Hey you! Welcome or welcome back to Booking with Starr. I am your host Starr, of course, and over here on this channel we talk and do all things books. In today's video we are going to be one of my favorite videos, which is a book haul, because I love buying new books and I love showing y'all the new books that I bought that are being added to my collection. So of course I'm so excited. I am just a teensy a little bit sad because 3 of the books that I ordered did not come in time for my scheduled video, and I'm trying really hard to stick to a schedule, and I didn't want that to throw me off of the plan that I planned for myself, so I'm going to just put them on the screen. I won't be able to give like a real synopsis on the for real because honestly I really don't know that much, but what I do know, they're all like urban fiction books, and I am ordering more urban fiction books, especially like early 90s urban fictions, because at heart I am an urban fiction girly. In my teenage years, those were the books that I gravitated to. So the first one that I got is True to the Game by Terry Woods. I also got Be More Careful by Shannon Holmes. And we also got Diary of a Mistress by Maisha. But let's get into these babies right here. Of course, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the synopsises. I don't know if I'm going to read every last one of them or read everyone through, but let's get into it. First up, we got Shutter Island by Dennis Lehana. I don't know if I'm saying that name correctly. His last name, I think it's Lehani. But if you guys don't know, this is a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. I have seen it before. I'm praying that this is going to be better, because I always do this to myself. I always get so excited that there's a book to a movie that I really loved, and then I get disappointed. But here I am doing it again. I remember the main plot of the movie, but I haven't seen it in a very long time, so I feel like I'm not going to be bored because I know the plot, and then I'm hoping that it's better. Following Marshall Teddy Daniels and his new partner, they have come to Shutter Island to investigate a crime. Multiple murderess Rachel Salado is loose somewhere on this remote and barren island, despite having been kept in a locked cell under constant surveillance. A strange case takes on an even darker, more sinister shades, with hints of radical experimentation, horrifying surgeries, and lethal counter moves made in the cause of a covert shadow war. Next, we got Wrath by K1. My bookmark is in there because I actually started listening to this on audio, and then I was like, I have to get the physical book. Sidebar, I don't know what it is, but me and audios just have not been getting along like that. You know, sometimes I listen to my audios on my way to work, on my way home from work, when I'm cooking. But as of lately, every time I put on an audio, especially if it's good, I'm just like, I want to read the physical book. Like, I don't want to listen to this or do like immersive reading, because that's 9 times out of 10, that's what's going to end up happening. But this is how far I am in the audio, so I'm probably just going to immersive read with it, which is the book and the audio together. This is an urban fiction. I'm not going to read the synopsis, but I'm going to tell you how it started. In the beginning, we meet Jonas, aka Wrath. He's telling us how he's about to get out the game. We're getting introduced to all of his fellow mates who he's leaving in charge of this. He's walking away. He don't want no parts. He's sneaking out the back door. This big New Year's Eve party. I think it's New Year's Eve. He goes to get in the car. One of his drivers got out to open the door, and he said to him, like, "Here you go, Mr. Wrath." He had an inner monologue where he was like, I peeped that, I knew something was about to go down because I peeped that the driver called me Mr. Wrath instead of Mr. Rafferty, which is, Rafferty is his last name, but Wrath is like his street name, so he knew something was up. And then when he opened the door, boom, 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 boom. And then we just go back to the beginning, and I absolutely love that. Next, we got Fang Gang by Sin. This is the first one in the series. Look how cute and little this book is. Honestly, novellas really aren't my favorite, but I love a good vampire story. This is the first book in the series. There are 2 more. And if you don't know, I'm always going to buy the first book of a series first to see how I like it. And then if I like it, I will buy the rest. Vampires are real, and Kendrick Danger is one of the originals, which means he is also one of the most powerful. Fallon Borodox falls deeply in love with him and becomes entrapped in their world, but she is content to stay human. In fact, she is dead set on it, especially with the knowledge that turning a human can easily result in death. But when Kendrick's parents insist he finds a vampire mate so he can take over the vampire court, they have a decision to make. So this is a vampire romance. I'm definitely going to be getting the rest of the series because I know I'm about to eat this up. It's a quick little read. It is about 120 pages. Next, we have The Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood. I heard one of my fellow YouTubers talking about this book, and she said how our main character passes away. She ends up in like heaven, I guess, or like a purgatory kind of place, and she runs into this guy and starts talking to him, and they're kind of like have a connection, and then one of the angels or somebody runs in like, oh, it's not his time, it's not his time, and sends him back. So I thought that concept was really cute, and I think it's about her like making a deal to go back down to earth and find him, and if she finds him, she can like stay alive or something like that. I don't know, it seems like a real cute magical realism kind of vibe. And if I'm gonna read a romance, baby, so it ain't got nothing to do with no vampires, werewolves, or some paranormal activity, this sounds like something I would enjoy. And it's such a cute little bubbly cover. Absolutely love that. Reminds me of cotton candy. Next we have, I'm just gonna put all of these three up here. This is book 2, book 3, and book 4. This is the Natural series. So we have, the first one's called The Naturals, which I already own. This is Killer Instinct. Then we have All In, and then we have Bad Blood. So like I said, I always buy the first book first, and if I like it, I will buy the rest of the series, which goes to show I absolutely ate that first book up. This is like a YA Criminal Minds. We have these kids who they don't have superpowers, but they have just special abilities. Like one's able to tell if somebody's lying, one's really good with numbers, one's like a profiler and can tell you a whole person that they never met a day in their life just by like looking at them and just going over their body language and things like that. So I really enjoyed that first one. So we got the rest of the series, and these covers are so cute and fun. I love the colors and the vibes. This baby right here is so thick. I love a thick book, y'all. I eat it up every single time. So I'm excited to get into these bad boys. Let's read the synopsis of book 2. We're only gonna do book 2, a quick little one real quick. Cassie Hobbs has a gift for profiling people. Her talent has landed her a spot in an elite FBI program for teens with innate crime-solving abilities, and into some harrowing, that word is fucking me up, situations. After barely escaping a confrontation with an unbalanced killer obsessed with her mother's murder, Cassie hopes she and the rest of the team can stick to solving cold cases from a distance. But when victims of a brutal new serial killer start turning up, the Naturals are pulled into an active case that strikes too close to home. Period. Next we have Spyro, When the Plug Cries Tears by Lakia. This cover is so cute. It's giving rapper, it gives CD cover, it gives urban, it gives messy, it gives street NIGGA, and we eat that up. Another short little novella read. Let's see how many pages this is. This is 130 pages. Did I say the novellas are not really not my favorite? I just always feel like even if the story's really good, it's just like I always want more, or it seems rushed, but I'm always gonna give a novella a try. Like I'm never not gonna read them. But this, it says, when Spyro shatters his long-standing relationship with his girlfriend Sin, he loses one of the driving forces in his life, leaving him with more than just regrets. Determined to pick up the pieces, he and Sin begin the slow, delicate work of rebuilding their friendship one step at a time. Before they can find common ground, tragedy strikes, leaving Spyro's world spiraling once again. Yeah. We love that. We love that. Next, we have a urban paranormal novel, which is called Brick, and this is by Natavia. We have Midas, aka Brick, who is a young soldier from another world called Vada, which exists in the clouds. That's what got me, because I love some out of the world, out of the ordinary, another world coming into our world. I'm gonna eat that up every time. While in the middle of a war, he falls out of the sky. What happens when he lands on a beautiful woman's car? That's a question. Nabila, I don't know if that's how you say it, Nabila, whatever, is a 23-year-old college graduate working as a secretary in a small law firm. One night while walking to her car, a strikingly handsome giant lands on her car. Brick must not reveal his true identity to human mankind. He's left with a hard decision: killing the human who saw him? Would he spare the human's life? Or would he use her to escape Avada? This sounds so interesting. I think the concept sounds so cool and unique. I'm very curious to see like how this story goes and how she puts this together. So I'm excited to get into this. Next, we got The Cartel. This is the deluxe edition, so it's books 1 through 3 in here. This is by Ashley and Jai Cuevas. I remember this from like my teenage years. I did read the first book, but that was so long ago. I only remember like bits and pieces of it, but I know I ate it up. The port of Miami brings in millions of dollars worth of cocaine every year, and the cartel controls 80% of it. The Diamond family is a force to be reckoned with, but all hell breaks loose when they lose their leader. The most ruthless gangster Miami has ever seen, Carter Diamond, leaves behind a wife, twin sons, a daughter, and a secret. The secret is his illegitimate son, Carter Jones. When young Carter learns of his father's death, he comes to town and is introduced to the legacy of cartel. And then from there, baby, we is just following a bunch of mess on top of mess on top of mess, and I'm gonna eat it up every single time. Honestly, I really might read this with my girlfriend because I feel like she will really enjoy this story. I'm really gonna enjoy this story. I can't wait to read it. And it's book 1 through 3, and I think the cover is so cute. I mean, it's very simple, but I like the blue, I like the dollar sign. And then last but not least, we have Double Lives by Mary Monroe. The cover looks like it's gonna give a historical fiction. I'm not sure if this is genred as that though, but I do know it's about these two twins who switch lives with each other. And I thought that was so cool. It says, since childhood, identical twins Leona and Fiona Dunbar have been getting in and out of trouble by pretending to be each other. Yet underneath, they couldn't be more different. Outspoken Leona lives to break rules and scandalize their respectful hometown of Lexington. Fiona is a seemingly demure church-going girl who is the apple of her domineering, widowed mother, Mavis eye. But together, the twins have fooled teachers, boyfriends, bosses, racist police. Their unbreakable bond keeps them fiercely loyal. So when Fiona feels stifled in her passionless marriage and Leona is heartbroken over losing her one true lover, it is perfect timing to change place once again. So it's giving, I'm bored with my married life, so you come be with my husband. Honestly, that concept is kind of stupid because why would I ever want you to come be with my husband? But you know what? This is a fictional world, and in fiction, you could do whatever you want. And honestly, I really might enjoy this. But anywho, these are all of my new babies that are going to be added to the collection. Whew. Ah, it's going down! So like I was saying, we got 14 new books added to collection. I cannot wait to read them all. I cannot wait to read every book that I own. I don't know if it will ever happen because I'm constantly buying books faster than I read books, but that is absolutely okay because I want a library. I always want books to read. I never want to run out of books to read. I never want to go to my shelf and say, I've read all of these books, now I have to order books. I never want that to happen. I always want there to be a ton more books on my shelf that I have not read than the books that I have read. That's my dream. That's my goal. That's how I like to run my shop over here, okay? So I'm gonna buy a book every day of the week. But anyway, I guess before this video is done, I can give y'all a little reading update. We have Moonchild by Desiree, which I talked about in my February recap. But honestly, I think I'm going to soft DNF it. I may come back to it at a later time, but I think I'm just tired of being in that world. It's like a 400 and something pages, and I'm only like on 100, and I feel like there's so much talking happening, yapping, so much dialogue, and nothing's really happening. It's like stuff is happening, but nothing's really happening. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but that's the best way that I can explain it. And it's giving more character driven than it is plot driven. I don't know if that's a true statement for real, because every POV that we're following has its own plot, but there's so many goddamn POVs and there's so many plots happening and there's so much dialogue. But I don't know, I feel like I just need a break. So, because I may go back to it. I feel like it gives like a TV show that you kind of go back to when you're bored. I did start For the Fans. I did start For the Fans by Nyla K. Everything We Do Is For the Fans. This is an MM romance. This actually will be my first MM romance, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to continue to read it. I actually started it yesterday when I decided that I was going to DNF Moonchild, and I was like, I want to read something else. And this was in my library, so I started it, but I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to finish it, but there. And then I already told y'all that I am reading Wrath. I'm not taking it out of here. I am reading that. I am really enjoying that. And then last but not least, I am also reading the last book. I don't know if this is the last book, but I know it's book 3 in the Drew Collins series, which is When a Wolf Loves the Moon by Granger. I talked about this book and this series a little bit in my February recap. I don't know if you can see, but I'm here, so I still have all of this left. I am enjoying this one. I do want the plot to hurry up and thicken a little bit. Like, you get a little bit of the plot and then you just go back into like their daily lives and things that they are going through, which I do enjoy because I absolutely love the characters. But I do just want it to be like plot. Like, let's solve the mystery. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. This is the 3rd book. Let's get there. I am going to keep reading it. Like, I don't feel like I want to DNF it or anything like that because, like I said, I love the school, I love the theme, I love the characters. So we will see. And last but not least, I did Rita over. You guys probably don't remember what she looked like before, but I put new stickers on my girl. The glare is really annoying, but you guys could see her. Y'all see her. Adorable. Absolutely love her down. But yeah, that's my video, y'all. And like I always say, if you made it this far in the video and you are not yet subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Make sure that you go hit that subscribe button because you are clearly jacking the book vibe. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys next time.